The mystery continues, and the debate gets heated on either side. Are Jango Fett and Boba Fett Mandalorians? I will give compelling evidence to both sides of the argument today on Star Wars Fanatic. If you are new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can do so by either clicking my icon in the bottom right or hitting the subscribe button just below it. Go ahead and give a thumbs up to the video to show your love for the work I put into, and share the video. Let's see if we can get this video to 1,000 views. Now, let's get right into it. Are the notorious bounty hunters Jango Fett and his DNA cloned son Boba Fett Mandalorians? This is a deep conversation steeped in controversy, drama, and a lot of debate. I have included links in the description for my references. There are several factors to look at when determining whether they are Mandalorians or not. Here's a list of facts showing that Jango and Boba should not be considered Mandalorian by culture. Number 1. Jango Fett claimed to be born of the Mandalorian world Concord Dawn. This has never been disputed nor confirmed by anyone at Lucasfilm, so for now we must take his word for it. But he did take on a bounty hunter role. Number 2. Prime Minister Almec claimed Jango was a common bounty hunter and was unsure of how Jango acquired the Mandalorian armor. But how well do we trust Almec? He was a puppet leader put in place to calm the Mandalorian people when Maul established leadership over the culture by defeating Pre Vizsla of the Mandalorian group Death Watch. I will have to do a whole other video on Pre Vizsla. Number 3, and this is a big one. George Lucas made it very clear to Dave Filoni that Jango Fett and Boba were not Mandalorians. Now, does this mean Jango was not a Mandalorian by birth or by culture? Number 4. After the new canon was established after the Disney acquisition of Lucasfilm, Pablo Hidalgo of the Lucasfilm Story Group reiterated that the Fetts were not Mandalorian. All of those things were pretty compelling, but let's look at some arguments for the father and son duo being Mandalorians. Wikipedia has Boba Fett listed as a Mandalorian. True, this site can be altered by anyone, but they have checks and balances in place to ensure accuracy, and most fans credit the info as being the be-all, end-all of Star Wars information. Number 2. Their armor is of Mandalorian descent. Does this mean anything? It could have been stolen. However, what are the chances young Boba could steal a Mandalorian helmet? Remember, the Clone Wars Season 2, Episode 20 begins with Death Trap. It's an arc showing young Boba Fett attempting to kill Mace Windu. His final means is by setting a trap inside his father Jango Fett's helmet. Anakin Skywalker lifts the helmet and it explodes. This leaves Boba without a Mandalorian helmet. Number 3. George Lucas was notorious for changing things in the Star Wars universe. Case in point, who shot first, Han or Greedo? This seems minor to some, but it can completely change the character of Han Solo when George Lucas changed it to Greedo shooting first. I'll get more into that in another video, but I'm sure there are hundreds of them already out and tons of material on it. Number 4. Like I said in the previous list, how well can we trust Prime Minister Almec? He was a puppet figurehead for Maul and often excommunicated Mandalorians that he deemed not of the culture because they didn't follow Maul. Example, the Night Owls, led by Bo-Katan Kryze and Ursa Wren, were excommunicated. Okay, so those are some of the arguments for and against Jango Fett and Boba Fett being Mandalorians. I'm on the fence about which way it should go, but I do have some thoughts for them being Mandalorians. Like, hear me out. There is a way of being a Mandalorian without being a part of a clan or house or the culture. Many Mandalorians were not warriors. They were just citizens, and the warriors were the ones who took up arms to fight outsiders or even fight against one another. Until further evidence is presented, I will take Jango Fett's word for it. He was born on Concord Dawn, born of Mandalore, but left their culture when he decided to become a bounty hunter. As for George Lucas, like I said before, George Lucas was notorious for changing characters. When he did the special editions, he changed Han Solo drastically with one shot of a blaster. He changed other things as well, such as whether or not there was a such thing as a gray Force user. You don't believe this one? Well, watch the Clone Wars arc about the Mortis gods. It begins with Season 3, Episode 15. Clearly, there are gray Force users. After George Lucas stated there is only light and dark. Another argument for them being Mandalorians is that the Z6 jetpack is the preferred jetpack of the Mandalorians. Doesn't sound like much, but the description of this on StarWars.com has Jango and Boba listed as Mandalorians. In context, they are noted as outliers, meaning outside the main culture but still connected. This sounds pretty official, but still a little bit ambiguous. So, are the father and son team Mandalorian? If I had to give a definitive answer, I would say Jango is a Mandalorian by birth only. He may have removed himself or been removed by the culture and stripped of status. That's pure speculation though. The armor may have been passed to him by the Fett clan before he left. But how did Boba get another helmet after he blew the other one up? I know one thing. I'm not taking Prime Minister Almec's word for it solely. He was a liar and an opportunist. He served only his own intentions. He disregarded true members of the Mandalorian ways because they didn't follow him, because he was following a true non-Mandalorian, Maul. Okay, so spoiler ahead. Turn back now if you've not seen The Mandalorian Season 2. You have been warned. Still with me? Okay. Whatever the case, this may get clarity in The Mandalorian seasons on Disney+. It seems, with the return of Boba Fett and Din Djarin in possession of his armor, that we may get something definitive about this. On one hand, I hope we do, but on the other, the fun in the debate will be gone. I'm sorry I couldn't shed more light on anything concrete, but you can use what I have given to decide for yourselves until we get clarity. If we get clarity. Well, thank you for watching. Now, hit that subscribe button and join the army of Star Wars fanatics. About 85% of you that watch my content are not yet subscribed, so go ahead and do so. You only have but to hit the button. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up to show your support for this and future videos. And let's try to get this video to 1,000 views. Have a great day, and may the Force be with you always.